tour of Idaho is a dirt bike adventure that begins on the southern border with Utah and winds its way north 2,300 miles over 13 days through the rugged Idaho wilderness. As an entrant in the T1 Challenge, you need to travel unsupported. You have no crew, no chase vehicles, and no pre-staging of gear along the way. Over the past 19 years, hundreds of die-hard riders have taken on this challenge, but ultimately, just over 100 have been successful. The event is true adventure. It presents a unique opportunity where you're challenged and pushed to your limits. This video is an attempt to share my experience and maybe inspire you to search out your own adventures. So join me over the series of videos as I try to show you what it's like to take on this challenge, solo, out in the wilderness alone, overcoming all the mental, physical, and environmental challenges that a unique event like this can throw at you. I've tried to capture the sheer beauty of the landscape that you'll only be able to find on a bike like this, in an event like this, where the experiences are all that more rewarding under the conditions endured to achieve them.
But I know just what you running from.
Day 1 of the Tour of Idaho is designed to be very challenging. It's 230 miles and should take me about 17 hours. It is intended to be one of the hardest days on the tour, because if you cannot complete Day 1 in 24 hours, you should not put yourself at risk and continue on. By the rules, you need to finish the route by midnight at the end of your first day. I decided to start at midnight again. This event can throw anything at you, and it is best to have some time on your side. After 19 years, the 2023 season is the last year for the event. 33 riders in 20 teams have signed up for the last chance to take on this unique challenge. This is my second attempt at the tour. In the summer of 2022, I made it into Day 6, where my tour ended with a clogged fuel injector and a kill switch shorting out. I was also mentally and physically exhausted. I learned a lot from that trip and prepared myself and the bike differently for this attempt. From town, it is about an hour ride out to the starting point on the Utah border. My confidence was high, I felt great, and after another long year of planning and preparation, I was excited to be back in Idaho and on my way. The first section of the day will take me from the Utah border north up to the Oxford Range. Here is where I'll hit my first bonus section, a steep, narrow trail up the side of Old Baldy Peak. Once I make it up onto the ridge, I'll work my way north to the first challenge point at the Weston Peak landslide. I'll also then need to ride the second bonus section, which is a loop around the Weston Peak. At the start, I checked over the bike and looked up the weather report when I discovered that a major thunderstorm cell was headed my way. Day 1 has been notoriously treacherous when it rains. Slick clay and 9,000-foot exposed ridges in a thunderstorm are not a good combination. But there was nothing I could do at this point. I was on the Tour of Idaho, and all you can do is charge forward and take on whatever comes your way. This is the Weston Peak rock slide. It is the second challenge point of day 1. Challenge points are unique locations along the route where you are required to stop and snap a photo proving that you were there. Soloists have a list of 76 challenge points to obtain throughout the tour. Bonus sections are additional trails along the route that give you an opportunity to earn additional points. Different from challenge points, which are more like waypoints on a map, bonus sections earn you credits to use like cash in the bank. Making mistakes in navigation or having to reroute due to road closures cost you points. Banking up points along the way is part of the challenge and is good insurance. For people like myself, who ran the event the year before, we start with a deficit and are required to run some of these bonus sections. Up on this ridge, the wind speeds were increasing. Keep your eyes on the horizon to catch the lightning from the massive storm ahead. It is somewhat faint, but powerful enough for the camera to pick up with the bright headlights. In person, alone, this moment was much more dramatic. This is what the tour is all about. This is the adventure we come here for, and it was all just beginning. This is the trail junction with the Weston Peak bonus section. This is a loop trail that should take about 30 minutes to complete and will return me back to this trail just south of the rock slide. There is a steep climb near the end that I was worried about, so I decided to drop my fuel bag. I didn't need the extra 12 pounds of weight on the rear of the bike. I'll pick it up on my way back through.
Told me he was beating her today, and she showed me all the bruises on her face. I said, baby, can I make it okay? She said, honey, you should make him go away. There's $100,000 in the bank, in the policy took out yesterday. We can live outside the country for a while, until things spill over, get under control. There's a tattoo of your name across my soul. I bought a rifle and black gloves without your name. For an alibi, she went 6 states away. When I saw him, I felt fire, I felt cold, like the devil and the Lord wanted my soul. Like this tattoo of your name across my soul. So I shot him in his car until he died. Called to give a signal and she cried. Life has a way of making other plans. She called the cops and said I was a crazy man. I'm gonna get this thing removed when I can. Just this tattoo of her name across my soul. Just this tattoo of her name across my soul. Just this tattoo of her name across my soul.
After completing the Weston Peak loop, the route is mostly easier ATV trails up to the Oxford Peak Spur Trail. This trail has a couple of eroded sections that could prove to be difficult when wet or say in the middle of a thunderstorm. Oxford Peak, my next challenge point, is a 9,200-foot mountain. The trail ends at a small landing, then you need to make the hike across the ridgeline to the official summit. The last 2 hours I've seen constant lightning, but thankfully no rain. I knew the trails for the day ahead of me were getting hit hard, and the anxiety of still needing to climb over Oxford Peak was weighing in on me. Oxford Peak is completely exposed terrain. There is a knife-edge hike out to the challenge point that I needed to complete. Not an ideal activity during a thunderstorm in the dark. Unfortunately, my luck had run out at the worst time. As soon as I turned onto the spur trail, the rain hit.
Lord, if you hear me, then please make it rain. 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 Rain, rain. Make it rain. Make it rain. Rain, rain. Make it rain. Rain, rain. Make it rain. Oh Lord, make it rain. Lord, give me guidance to shine on this light. Protect me from darkness for the rest of my life. Lord, can you hear me? I'm calling your name. Lord, if you hear me, then please make it rain.
I made it to the top of the mountain. The wind gusts were so strong that I was worried it would blow the bike over if I parked it at the top. So I just laid it down on the side of the trail, just below the ridge. The hike to the peak was treacherous, to say the least. It was now 4 a.m. I was at 9,300 feet. It was 40 degrees out, extremely windy, and I was soaking wet. I needed to get off this ridge and down into the tree line to get some shelter from the storm. The trail down off of Oxford Peak was very eroded. If it wasn't boulders, it was a slick mud. The dirt here contains a lot of clay, and it was packing in and sticking onto the bike. For the next 20 miles, I had to stop 3 times to clean the mud off. Between the excessive weight of all this, no brakes, and all the mud starting to derail the chain, the bike was not happy. At this point, I was extremely cold. It's a long ride off of Oxford Peak, then mostly town roads across the valley. You're not working hard enough to stay warm, but the storm had now passed. Daylight had broken, and I knew in about 5 hours I'd be over the ridge and in the sunshine where I could dry out. From Oxford Peak, you wind around the foothills on the north side of the mountain, then head west across the valley to the Elkhorn Range. Soloists split off and skirt the west side of the range for a while, then climb up and over the crest of the ridge. Once down over on the east side, you head north along the fence line trail. This trail never seems to end as it crosses numerous creeks and ravines.
It's my ticket home. It's my ticket home. I wanna go where the lilies grow. A place today can rest the soul. And I'm almost there. Yes, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. This man needs your sympathy.
With the insanely slippery mud, deep ruts, water, and roots, it took me over a half an hour to go about 50 yards. Keeping the bike upright was a real challenge. I spent time clearing some brush for a better line and eventually made it through. At this point, I felt I had cleared the toughest sections of the fence line trail and decided to take a much needed break and dry out in the sun for a little while. wanted to pause here for a second and try to convey the scale of the environment I'm riding through. The line of mountains on the horizon will take me about 6 hours to ride. I'll head southeast across the valley to this point on the horizon. From there I'll turn north and work my way over Sedrick Peak, which is here. Then down into Lava Hut Springs and on to Robber's Roost. From there I'll hit Income Pass, which is currently still in the clouds. Once off the fence line trail, you head east across the valley. From here you can see Oxford Peak to the south. There's an optional fuel stop here, but I chose to carry extra fuel this morning and save the hour it would normally take. Once across the valley, you climb back into the mountains and up a series of jeep trails to the top of Sedrick Peak. After that, it's down into the town of Lava Hut Springs. Once in town, I got fuel and food and prepared for the final charge north up to the town of Pocatello. route now enters the Portneuf Range, and you travel along eroded ATV trails for around 20 miles until you reach the Robbers Roost Trail. This single-track trail climbs straight up and over the range. Robbers Roost last season was the most challenging trail of the day. Today I've seen considerable erosion on the trails, and I was concerned how muddy the trail may be after last night's storm. I now have about 60 miles to go, and it should take me another 5 hours. Even though I've been on the bike now for a little over 18 hours, I felt good and confident about the remainder of the day. In town, I was able to get some food and rehydrate. Before I left last night, I packed a large sandwich. On the tour of Idaho, you're lucky if you pass a store, never mind a good place to eat. Today I didn't see anyone on the route until I got to Lava Hut Springs. There are days ahead where I won't see another person or signs of civilization all day long.
You bring me to my knees, oh Harriet, oh
As always, the camera doesn't capture how steep it is. The rut I'm in just gets deeper up ahead, and my pegs are already hung up. These are the situations that make this event so challenging. Obstacles that would normally be welcome on a day ride with friends quickly can turn into seemingly impossible situations. After 19 hours of hauling a loaded bike through these conditions, exhaustion kicks in quickly. You don't think clearly. Processing solutions take time. And for those of us that live at sea level, the altitude starts to take its toll. As down below, the camera doesn't capture how steep this is. I couldn't get over these undercut roots, and ultimately the lack of oxygen did me in. ridge of Robber's Roost was my 6th challenge point for day 1. I had 2 more to go, Income Pass and the Pocatello finish at the flagpole. I lost too much time stuck on the way up. This downhill section of the trail is notorious with its steep side hill for taking out teams who are running late and push themselves over the line. I resisted the urge to push hard until I got down into the valley, where I knew the remaining sections were mostly ATV trails and clean, fast single track. From Robber's Roost, it's a steep downhill section into the valley, then north into Income Pass. From here you pick up Inman Creek, a gorgeous section of single track that will take me down into the valley and into the town of Income. By the time I get to Income, it will be dark, and I'll need to then navigate an endless maze of ATV trails over to Chinese Peak and into Pocatello. I was only about a quarter mile from the end of the trail. I tried to cut my way through, but it was a mass of about 8 trees, one of them about 24 inches, way too much for me tonight. I noticed a muddy uphill track where some people had bushwhacked around. I had to clear some brush, but I eventually made it through.
Oh Lord, live inside me, lead me on my way. Oh Lord, live inside me, lead me on my way. Lead me, oh, 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 lead me home. Oh Lord, in the darkness, lead me on my way. Oh Lord, in the darkness, lead me on my way. Lead me home. Oh Lord, heaven's waiting, open up your door. Oh Lord, heaven's waiting, open up your door. Lead me home, lead me home. Lead me home, lead me home. Lead me home.
I completed day 1 with an hour and a half to spare. 24 hours of wrestling the bike through the mountains of Idaho left me wet, cold, and exhausted. Though I didn't feel the same satisfaction of achievement as last year, this was still a huge accomplishment. Unfortunately, many teams that started day 1 didn't make it through. I was just glad that it was over. My overall strategy worked. Leaving at midnight was the right call. I would have thrown away another long year of dedicated planning and preparation if I had left later. Our start day is locked in. I had no options to wait out the weather. Deciding to carry extra fuel and food in an effort to save time diverting off route for lunch saved the day. I had a solid plan for day 1, but the tour had other ideas. I expected the challenge to be similar to my last attempt, but as I'll learn over the coming days, the tour will always challenge you in ways you never expected.